Hello and welcome to SAP Learning Academy, and in this tutorial I will be explaining a lot about the Execute Immediate function. You might have used the Execute Immediate in SAP HANA, and so in today's tutorial I will be telling how to use Execute Immediate function and where to use. So let me tell you the description. This execute immediate command enables to pass input and output parameters to SQL commands running on SAP HANA database. So, so I want to show you how we can pass the input parameter and we can execute the immediate in the case of when you're writing the SQL script command. So I will be showing you with an example. I will show you on the system. I will create a table and there how to read a table, how to write a table. So I will show you all these things using an example. So for that, before starting that, I want to create a table. First, we need to write a table, we need to create a table, and in that table, we will fill some data. And after that, we will show you the execute immediate. So please see this video at the end so you can have the overall overview how to create a table, how to utilize the table, and how to uh, create the execute immediate function. So let me create a table. So I will create a column table, and in this table, suppose I'm writing the table name as then test1, and then I'm putting it like suppose id int caps lock. So this is a standard table, for in SAP HANA, how we can increase by default. So here we're going to start with 1 increment by 1, then not null. So this is the one. So here there's a field, I'm creating ID. There's a field here. Here it will be it is created as a table that it will start with 1 and increment by 1 as soon as we fill the entries. So suppose we are talking about suppose T code, and suppose varchar suppose 20, and then we have suppose T text, then varchar is suppose 30, and we are closing it. So I have created a table. So now the table is created, so I have executed that, and now there is no data in this table. Let me check the table. Select star from. Okay, I think no need to check the table now. We will now fill the entries. So how to fill the entries in the table? As you might know, using the insert statement, we can write insert into test1 then fields T code, then T text, then values, suppose I'm putting as AC 11 as putting above view. I'm closing it. So in this thing, so I can add, I can copy it again, I can put another row, so I can put as 15 above table. So now I'm putting it two table into this table. So after creating this two table, so now we will show you the main example. How can you, we will give you two differences. We will now write a store procedure, and in the store procedure we will pass the value, we will generate a third row. There are two rows, so we will create a third row. So in this we will show you how to enter the data. So let me write the store procedure. And here we need to declare T code varchar 20, and we need to declare T text as well. Declare so after the declaration part, then we have to suppose not only declare, we suppose we are going to set a value. Suppose we are going to give the third row AC suppose 37, and we're going to put like function module, we are putting a text, and we have to declare the ID. Yes, so once the declaration is done, we have to write the insert. So this is another way to insert the data into the table. How can you do that? Insert into our table name is test1, then T code and T text. So then values, and we are doing like, we are passing the variable T code and we are passing the T text. So then we can add in the third row, because two row is already added in the table, so we are going to add in the third row. For that we need to, what we need to do, we need to write a select statement to find the current identity ID. So in this we can understand what is my current ID suppose from dummy. And now we will see the data as well from. So this is I'm doing just to see the data, because now we can write like select and from this T test1, where ID equal to ID. Yes. So I hope it will insert the data and it will show the data to us. So we need to execute that. So before execution, I want to check if there's anything wrong. Okay, we have to give the commas here. Okay, another comma is indicated here. So I hope now it will work. Let me see the data. T code T test. Okay, sorry, that value is the T test. TEXT. So let me check the code. The code doesn't, it works, but current identity value. Yes, I hope now it will work. Yes. So in the third row, we can see that data is added in the table. So now this one we have done using the standard procedure in the store procedure, but now we will show you how we can change it, and we can write by the execute immediate function. So let me just copy this and paste it here. So let's check it. So here what we are going to change it, and suppose we are putting a new value, suppose AC, SM37, and we are putting it like job monitor. Okay, so in this, how we will change it, we will use another variable like declare SQL command. Okay, n var 1000 suppose, and what we will do, we will keep the text ID as usual, and now we will remove this. How we will change it, we will parameterize the data. So we will SQL command equal to, we will not give the value here. Instead of giving the value, we will input and output. So this input parameterized, so we will do like this. So in this way we can parameterize this, and so by this you can easily work on that. So after that we can find the SQL command like this, and then we can write the execute. So by this execute immediate function, so we can actually add this SQL command. We have to using, we can in execute immediate we have two options, using and into. So we can see both of those in this example. So we are using SQL command using, then decode and dtext. So by this we can add the value into the table. So in order to see it, so we can write like again. So we can have this select statement as usual. We can write like SQL command again, dummy, and we can, instead of taking from dummy, we can write into this, and now I think we have to write the dummy because we have to take the data from dummy, and then again we can execute immediate from SQL command SQL command into ID. Now we can read the data from this ID. So what we have done, we have first declared some of the variables, we have put the data, but in this case we have parameterized the value we have given. We haven't given the data directly like up here. We have passed the data like what we use in the store procedure. So we can utilize this method in the store procedure, and we can then do that. So if I run it, if I run this part of the code, so let me just check it. Some error is coming into the code. So we have to just wait a minute because we are inserting the data, then we have to give this. Let me check it again whether it works or not. We have to check it again. Test 1, we have a table test 1. Let me give the comma here. Let me check it first. So this code should work. So let me just verify if some of the things I have not written. So just let me check it. I have done the declaration, then SQL command and all, and then I have, after the declaration, then when I did the SQL command, this data has come into this, and using T code and T text, I can utilize the data into this, and using the SQL command, again I can put the data in here, and again we can read the data. So in this, so let me just quickly verify whether it works. Okay, there are some errors in column 8 here. Let me verify. Second space. So let me just check it again. Sometimes in SQL, if you do a small mistake, it is hard to find the places. Okay, SQL Immediate, the spelling is wrong here. So let me run it now. So it is showing that doesn't work, or what? Because by this SQL we can add the value in the table. No, I think this is wrong one. Yes. Okay, now successfully it was done now. So now we could able to add the data. So if we run the code again, so it will continuously add in the next ID. This is important here. So if we just change the text, suppose SE text, SE for suppose 50, S50, and then if we run it again, so it will continuously add the data in different IDs. So it took some time to write the code, and sorry for that, but the idea of this whole logic, whole tutorial is to understand about the execute immediate function, because execute immediate, by this we can parameterize the value, the field, and which can be used in the store procedure. So I hope you have understood, because in the above, in this part of this here, we have shown you the basic way to insert the data, and this way, and we do not give the value here, but we parameterize the data, and by that we can use the SQL immediate function. So I hope you understood the video, and have a nice day.